This is a bag of raw egg yolk that we freeze-dried over 3 years ago. This bag has 20 egg yolks in it, and I need 5 for the banana cream pie recipe I'm making. I'll weigh out 5 eggs worth of it and rehydrate them with enough water to get them back to what it was before it was freeze-dried. I'm going to use the blender to powder the yolks a bit before I add the water to rehydrate them. So I need 40 3/4 grams of the egg. I freeze-dried these with this recipe in mind, but until now I hadn't gotten around to trying it. We've made the recipe many times, including a couple times with powdered freeze-dried banana mixed in. But this is our first time making it with the freeze-dried egg yolks. It only took a few pulses of the blender to make them into a nice powder ready to rehydrate. I transfer the powdered yolks into a cup and mix in enough water to make it approximately the same as before we freeze-dried it. To make sure it's very smooth for making the custard, I push the rehydrated eggs through a sieve. If I were just cooking them as eggs, I wouldn't bother doing this. A rubber spatula or the back of a spoon work great to push it through the sieve. I keep working until it's all through and nice and smooth. A cup of sugar, half cup of flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and I have a teaspoon of vanilla, which will come into play later. Now first I'm going to combine the flour, the salt, and the sugar along with the powdered banana. I have about 20 grams or 21 grams of freeze-dried banana. I have 21 because I assume I'm not going to be able to get it all back out of there, and I want 20 grams. So I'm going to powder that up and add it to that and mix it in with it. I didn't think I mentioned at the beginning, we're making banana cream pie with freeze-dried banana. That looks pretty well powdered. I'm going to put it through the sieve to make sure I only have powdered bits and no chunky bits. Okay, kind of mushing it through so it grinds it up and filters it at the same time. Okay, that's good. That worked out well. This will help keep the banana parts from clumping. When you go to make the banana cream, it adds a lot of banana flavor to the cream portion. Otherwise the cream is good, but it's just like a homemade vanilla pudding. This makes it banana. Okay, I've got the milk warming. Going to warm it up till it gets to 180, and then I'll be adding the dry mix parts in there. I heat it slowly, stirring almost constantly to avoid scorching. It took about 8 or 10 minutes to get up to temperature.
Okay, 180.
Okay, so we've made it to 180. Okay, so then you're going to sprinkle that in while I stir it.
More, less?
That's perfection. And this will be more banana-y, but wow, it adds a ton of banana flavor. Well, actually it adds 20 grams of banana flavor. That cracked me up. So then we're going to bring it up to a boil and then boil it for 2 minutes. And then we'll temper the eggs. Because I want to make sure that I don't stick flour, sugar, milk. It's a recipe for scorching on the bottom if you're not careful. After the mixture is cooked for 2 minutes, we temper the egg yolks by mixing some of the hot mix into the egg yolks, stirring quickly. Okay, is that okay?
Yes.
Is that enough? Or do we want more?
It's probably enough.
Looks great. And it's a little inconvenient to use this tall of a pan, but it prevents all the splashing. This does a great job with this way, and I'd rather have it in there deep and have to deal with the deep pan than have it splatter out. Spot. Okay, and if that's cooked a minute, I'm gonna move over. Okay, and we'll put the butter in and the vanilla. The margarine, yeah, it's not butter, it's margarine and vanilla. And that just gets stirred until it's well incorporated?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you start to let it cool.
Just keep stirring it, make sure it's all incorporated smoothly around everything. Okay, it looks like everything's melted in there. It feels good. I'm gonna scrape down the sides one last time and then start letting it cool. So I added a paper towel in there to absorb any moisture from there, just in case. But otherwise you can see all the condensation on there. You gotta lift it off very carefully straight up so you don't drip anything onto the banana cream. And then I wipe that off well. Okay, then we'll give it a stir. Oh yeah, see that's nice though, it's no skin on top or anything. It's still nice. It's still fairly warm. So I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit more before we put the bananas in it. But not very much, because pretty soon it'll get too stiff. Oh, and we're just having this as like a banana pudding thing, because we don't even have a crust to put this in. Okay, anyway, we could just have it like a banana pudding, and you can see the banana color to it. Oh, it's just really nice. Okay, so let that cool maybe another 15-20 minutes, and then we'll be able to slice the bananas up into it. Okay, that's cooled plenty long now. Gonna get the banana slices in there. This is 4 bananas, and usually we use 8 bananas, so this is the first part of it. I just sliced them up, get them in there, and then just kind of fold them gently in there to coat the bananas with the banana cream stuff. And you can see that's not enough banana. So just kind of gently fold it in there. I like to just get as much banana as possible in there. And then we'd put that into a blind bake shell, which we don't have any shells this time, so we're just using it as like banana pudding. So got the other 4 bananas, so that gives 8 bananas total in there. I find that that's a pretty good amount to fit in that amount of cream stuff. It's enough of the cream filling stuff to coat the bananas. And that helps keep them looking fresh longer too. Oh yeah, I think this should go in a glass bowl so we could see it well. And then I can put it in the refrigerator to chill. And again, normally that would be in the pie crust now, and then it would go in the refrigerator to chill. Making some mini banana cream pies, and again using store-bought crusts. So roll those out, flour it a little bit, and just a light dusting on top. So I'm not really trying to make it bigger, just trying to make sure that it's all flat after being rolled up in that pack. I'm just using this as my cutter. And these are actually a tiny bit small for what I want. So I'm going to roll them just a little bit the 2 directions, just like that. Otherwise they are just a teeny bit small for these, I think, because I want to make sure that I can kind of press them down into the corner so that they don't shrink much when I bake them, because I'm going to blind bake them. Okay. And then dock them so air can escape. And I don't have any pie weights or anything for these, but that's all I'm doing with those. And while this is being all rolled out, the oven can be preheating so that it's ready to go. 5 on a tray, and they're ready to go in. Oven preheated to 450, and we'll blind bake them. So the pie crusts are out and cooling, or fairly cooled, and then as soon as the banana cream part is done, we'll fill them up. So with the bananas mixed in with the banana cream, you can fill up the little shells and just kind of overfill them, I think, because then it'll set up a little bit more as it refrigerates, and you have individual little servings. Wow, that's like a lot of banana in there.